So while I don't necessarily need a tutorial video, I'm going to go ahead and do one. But this is really more, I'm doing a video because I'm absolutely in love with these beautiful color royals from the 1950s. Maybe I'll sneak a peek of my collection and splice it into this video. But I think I have all the colors. I need to double check. I might be missing one. But the yellow is probably the hardest color to come by, and we were able to find another one, and it's getting ready to go up on our website. And if you see this on a day or two after I do the video, it might still be there and available. I don't know, it might take a little bit longer because these are not inexpensive. These aren't cheap. This baby is probably going to be around $900. And so it does take a little bit longer for something at that price point to sell. So it may still be there, but if it's, the pictures will still be there. So if you want to click on that product listing link, at least go look at the pictures, even if it's sold. But I love these 50s Royal typewriters. And this particular one happens to type like really well. So I'll do some typing on it here in a second for you. But I just wanted you guys to admire this gorgeous machine. Oh my goodness. It is so pretty. And yes, there's a few chips in the paint, but it is the original paint. And that's pretty common to find a few chips, but even with the chips in the paint, this is still considered really excellent condition. And like I said, the fact of how it types is like, wow, it types better than any in my own personal collection. So that being said, since this is technically supposed to be a tutorial video, let me quickly go through and do a tutorial video. And if you need some other ones, there's several other tutorial videos for this 50s. This happens to be a 55, but the colors go from 55 to 57, and really they operate the same way. So just search and you'll find probably a handful of typewriter tutorials, and I recommend watching a few of them because there's a little differences in each one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this paper out. And let's do a quick tutorial. So this is a Royal Quiet Deluxe original yellow 1955. Like I said, this color goes from 1955 to 1957. 56 is my favorite year. There's that's the logo on the back. Paper holder. I think they're so cute. I love them. This is your tabs. Magic margins on this, and we'll get into that a little bit more. Here's a paper guide, just to help you guide in the paper if you want. Paper release. I used that to take out the paper a second ago. Carriage release right here, also right here. It doesn't matter which side, but it'll release the carriage. That bell tells you you're at the end of your right margin. There is and I'm not going to lift it up again, but there is a little tab underneath the carriage. That is your carriage lock. There we go. And then you lift it up and releases, okay? I'll go over these when I load the paper. Here's your top cover. When you press this button, it pops it open. Now on these Royals, please, I know there's other typewriters where you grab here and you pull up. If you do that on these Royal Quiet Deluxe typewriters, you're going to bend this metal piece and then the top won't stay shut. And that's really annoying because you'll every time you hit a letter, it pops up, and you'll put it down, hit another letter, it pops up. It happens. So, but you can, if that happens, you can probably try to rebend this, but just warning, do not pull, use the button. Okay. Touch control here determines how hard these type bars will strike the paper. Also, it depends on how hard you type with your fingers. So that's why touch control has some variations. Everybody has a different pressure they use. My husband has a heavy hand. I have a very light hand. So I probably would like my touch control up here. this little button, or not button, lever right here. This is your ribbon reversal. Okay. When you get to the end of the ribbon, it's not the end of the ink. You reverse the direction and you just keep going back and forth until you use up all of the ink in your ribbon. When you do change it out, please know that black is on top, red is on bottom. That ribbon goes above and around and underneath. Same with this side, above, around, and underneath. This takes a universal ribbon, and which means a 2-inch spool with a 1/2-inch ribbon. And you can use the 2-color ribbon, or you can use a single color. Some people don't like to use 2-color ribbons because sometimes there's some overlap when you're typing. And then when you change it, I have a up-close photo of this. Use the product listing link below to find that photo. But you can take a look here and pause it if you need, just to kind of help you figure out how to thread that ribbon through that center guide wire. There's guide wires, or I don't know what they're called, but I call them guide wires here and here. Make sure the ribbon goes through that. And then with this center section, sometimes you have to kind of there's going to be slits in the little metal, and sometimes they're hard to see, but you're going to want to like thread it through, and it's going to be very messy. You'll get ink everywhere, so just have a cloth on hand. Okay. Down here you have your backspace, margin release. We'll get over that in a second. Your tabs, and remember, this is where you set your tabs. And shift lock, release the shift. All right, let me load a piece of paper. You just set it right here. Actually, I'm gonna move this guy. There we go. You just set it there, turn the handle, make sure that paper goes underneath the bar. I got this spot on, so I don't need to adjust it. But if you did, you just press this paper release forward, and then you could adjust your paper if it was crooked. And then margins. So right now, this is where my margin is set. And let's say I want to move that margin out. It's too far in. So I'm going to hold the left magic margin down. At the same time, I'm going to release the carriage with the lever and move it to where I want it and release both at the same time. There's my magic margin. Now let's say I want to go back in. It's a little more simple. I just go back to where I want it, press it, you can hear it click, and now my margin is set there. Same with this side. I want to go out, so I'm going to hold down my right magic margin, release my carriage, go out. There we go. There it is. But if you want to go back in, just move your carriage to where you want it, hit that, and the bell should ding. Does, because you're at your margin. And now I have margins set. Okay, so set your margins where you want. Right here, this lever is for variable spacing. And that just helps you line it up exactly where you want. You shouldn't really need to use it very often. When you turn this handle, it's every half of a line. But sometimes, like, it really comes in handy is when you take your paper out and you load it back in and you're trying to line it up. That's when the variable spacing comes in handy. 1, 2, and 3, that is line selector. So I'm on single spacing right now, double, triple. Okay, so whatever you would like there. Down here, this one, I'm just going to do some typing. I'm going to show you the magic margin. So this is a 1955. There's my bell. Okay, so now it's stopped on me because I'm at the end of my margin. So margin release. Oh, backspace because I made a mistake. So when you make a mistake, you can either type over it, you can X over it, you can line through it. You will make mistakes, you just need to embrace them. Remember that backspace does not erase, it's just a backspace. All right, so that's this Royal Quiet Deluxe in yellow, gorgeous. Anybody, and if you have a collection or have started a collection of these 50s models, Royal Quiet Deluxe, let me know what you've got and what colors you have. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.